With your Tackle HD Crappie report for Table Rock Lake, here's Pete Leonard.
Hey guys, this is Pete Leonard with Aider Baits Guide Service, and I have your Tackle HD Crappie update for Table Rock Lake. This week, I went out several times. I had to be careful. We're way low on Table Rock right now. We haven't had this rain. This rain's going to bring the water back up, but when I was out, water was still very low. A lot of the places that I like to fish, I could see the tops of the standing timber. I could see the tops of the brush piles. So I was able to fish a little bit different. I used a 12-foot ACC crappie stick. I paired it with a 16th ounce jig head, and I had the Pro Striker Baby Shad Monkey Milk tied on from Tackle HD. And what I was doing was, these fish were way up in the water column. They were anywhere from 4 feet to 6 feet below the surface of the water. I was still over 17, 18, 19 feet, but those fish were way up in the water column. So I was able to turn my trolling motor way down, go through the pole timber, and I was just dropping on specific fish. I would see them on my active target. I found what tree they were on, and I would just reach out, and I left the leader, about a 5-foot leader, and I was able to watch it go down, and those fish would come off the tree and hit it. So that's how I caught several crappie back in the creeks where the water was low. And then I kind of made my way towards Main Lake. I didn't get on Main Lake, but I made my way towards Main Lake and found some deeper brush piles. Those fish were a little bit deeper, but still 7 to 10 feet above the brush piles. So at that point, I used the same Pro Striker Baby Shad bait, and I was pitching. So I got about 15 feet from the brush pile. I pitched it to 20 feet and just let it pendulum fall through that school of fish. So what was important on this, I changed up rods. I had the high vis line on, and I was just watching my line. I pitched, I watched my bait fall, and I would just watch my line. When my line jumped or ticked, I set the hook. So it really wasn't a feeling. I wasn't feeling the bite. I was more watching the bite. I couldn't get them to bite at first. I was swimming it. I used a swimming minnow. I was swimming it through that school, and I couldn't get them to bite. So I pitched it to them. Actually was trying to put a glove on, and it hit it as it was falling. So then I went with it again. I pitched back out there, let it fall, and watched my line, and I was able to start catching them that way. So I kind of fell on that bite by accident, but once I started doing that, it was pretty consistent. I think I hit 3 or 4 brush piles, and it was the same thing. I pitched past them, let a pendulum fall through the school, and they were going to bite it when it got to the school. So it's important. Crappie can be finicky. Sometimes they want it moving, sometimes they want a dead stick where it's not moving at all, and sometimes they just want it kind of floating through the school. So when you go out, this rain should have brought the water up. So be careful, because the pole timber will be right under the surface now. So pay attention to your electronics. Know the area like you're on, because it could be a prop or lower unit killer until this water gets back up a little bit. But when you find your fish, remember those three different types of things that I had to go through. I've done the minnow where it's dead stick and it's just sitting still. I've thrown past them and swam a swimming minnow across the top of them, and then also just pitching it and letting the bait do its job, letting the bait as it's falling move as it's designed to move, and pay attention to your line. And like I said, I like that high vis line for when you're shooting docks or pitching past them and letting it pendulum fall through that school. That high vis line just gives you more visibility to see when a fish has actually struck that bait. Thanks, guys. If you're down in Branson and you would like to go crappie fishing on Table Rock, just give me a call, and I would love to get you out. Thanks.